Hello everybody, it's Ryan from TheStroseBros, and we're here once again after a long-ass hiatus for some Xenoblade Chronicles X. As you can see right here, I had to actually create a whole new Nintendo Network ID because there's only one file per ID thingamajig. But enough about that, we're just going to start this game up right here. This is actually going to be a bit of post-narration just because of how this is being recorded. And on that note, we got HD, folks. I went through the process of getting an Elgato, so here we go. We have the initial kind of title screen. We got 2015 Nintendo Monolith Soft. I'm just kind of waiting here a second so we can see the full, because it takes a second to fully immerse us in the title screen that is Xenoblade. Because it looks kind of, you got the black background, you got the title screen, you got the logo. There we go. We got scale in the background. We got some creatures floating around. They kind of look like whales in the sky. And we got a party, it seems to be right there. All very interesting. This is one of my more favorite songs in the game, is the title theme. My actual favorite song we will actually be listening to quite soon. Not in this episode, but anyway, I accidentally clicked the options here by mistake. As you can see, the text size in this game is rather small, so in certain situations, which you'll see in just a moment, I'm going to be zooming them up so you can see for the first time if it's a recurring kind of feature, and you'll see up here with a warning that's bigger than the normal game, just because. So right here we'll see that, and we'll click and we'll continue on.
July 2054 AD. The Earth was caught in a great battle between unknown alien forces. Their weapons were terrifying and powerful beyond human reckoning. Our planet was overwhelmed, its surface reduced to ash and rubble in the blink of an eye. The Coalition government knew the war was coming. In response, they prepared the Earth-Life Colonization Project, Project Exodus. Interstellar arcs were launched all across the planet, from every major city on Earth. Bravely, we leapt from our cradle, our home for the last 4.5 billion years. But most of the arcs never even made it out of the atmosphere. Only a small handful managed to escape. Among them was our ship, the White Whale. After leaving Earth behind, we spent 2 years wandering in space, searching. We thought of ourselves as the lucky ones. the pioneers who would settle a new world. But our past caught up with us, literally. The alien blitz was unrelenting. If not for the efforts of a lone hero, we would never have survived. Our ship took heavy damage. We lost control. With our flight systems down, the white whale was pulled into the gravitational field of a nearby planet, its hull shattering and breaking to pieces as we plummeted toward the surface. Since then, 2 months have passed.
Alright, so we got some grave stakes here. We have the demolition of Earth. Now here also you can see, this is the character creation section. You know, you can choose between a male and a female. You can also change the backdrop of whatever you're looking at. So we kind of got a technological area here. We have plains. We also have like a forest. And we kind of got back to this. So I'm going to be speeding up the character creation process just because it took me kind of a bit to settle on the design that I wanted to go with. Because I wanted to go different than my main file. Because, well, you know, who wants to be the same? This will also go with the voice, which I'll pick at the end, which I will slow down for. Just kind of showing the diverse variations that you can choose. You can have your person be Barney Purple, for all you care. But I decided to go with this design because it reminded me a lot of Geralt from The Witcher 3. I still haven't played Witcher 3. I do want to at some point, but Xenoblade's been taking up a good chunk of my time. So, rightfully so. So I just kind of go with one that looks the best. I decided to have a kind of a more whitish hair with a tint. I'm sure that, like, if you have this game and are going in depth, it would take longer, because I'm just kind of trying not to take too long, but show kind of how many options there are. Here we kind of slow it down since we're near the end. We got the voice. So we have 8 different voices. We got a kind of a heroic voice. We have a rookie, a rebel.
Victory is ours.
And I'm just kind of demonstrating each of the voice clips here.
Hey, I'll do what I can to help. You've still got a ways to go. I'll do what I can to help.
Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Rock and roll. Rock and roll.
What?
Greetings. Greetings. Greetings.
Hey! Game and set. I've been staggered. Yeah! Woohoo! We did it! Hey there! It's nice to be wanted. It's nice to be wanted.
Shall we? They staggered me. Cheers. Huh?
And yes, the classic is Shulk's voice actor. I will just add.
Huh?
I went through the my first file with Shulk's voice actor just because, you know, nostalgia and all of that such. But for this one, Shulk really doesn't fit this voice, so we're gonna go with the warrior, Dan Warren. Ah yes, I kind of forgot here. Clicking A doesn't actually do anything. You have to exit out the menu, and there we go. I finally realized. So we finish up. This is our character. And we're going to skip through the loading screen. And here we go.
Attention, external access confirmed. Disengaging stasis in 10 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing hatch. Please stand clear.
Hey there. Looks like you're all in one piece. Careful. Just take it nice and slow, okay? Your senses will need time to reactivate. Your pod is the only one around that landed intact. Good thing I found you. My name's Elma. You want to tell me yours? You don't even remember your own name? It must be the stasis hangover. That's not good. Just try and focus, all right?
So here I took the liberty of kind of skipping past the time where I named it, and we got not Geralt. So I think that fits, and let's go.
Good, there we go. What else you remember? It'll come. In the meantime, I'll get you up to speed here as best I can. How are your limbs? Can you move? We'll take it easy while you shake the stasis out of your system. One step at a time, all right? First things first, you'll be needing a weapon. There you go. All right, let's get going.
So you might notice our character isn't voicing cutscenes. That's because they have 8 different voice actors, and now it takes so much longer to localize and all that. We start the prologue. Here's some tutorial stuff. I'll explain this kind of all as we go through. Here in the top left, we can see an achievement unlocked. I'm going to kind of zoom in there for just for a second. You get a standing in Primordia, so achievements kind of come as you complete tasks. Here we have our menu. I'm going to zoom in just slightly on that. And here we're just going to go through the options. I recommend highly changing the camera tracking speed because it can be, the default can be kind of a little slow. So I'm just going to put those to as max as we can. But the voice that we chose isn't like useless. We do have in-battle quotes that we will use as our character, but those are the only ones that are used instead of in cutscenes. So I'm also going to show here, this is what I'm seeing on the gamepad. I'm going to frequently show what's on the gamepad screen when it changes. Right now, that's just the basic, because we don't have any of the extra options. Here we can actually jump. We have running around in this new world of Mira, as they call it. Just kind of show how fluid. You have like a running jump, which is farther and higher than a normal standing jump.
Most of the white whale's life pods didn't survive the crash, like this one. You're one of the lucky few. Right. You don't even remember the white whale, do you? You know, the L002? The ship we escaped Earth on? You remember Earth, right? Planet Earth. Your homeworld. Or rather, it used to be anyway. Unfortunately, it was caught in a battle between 2 alien forces. And destroyed. Ring any bells? Don't feel bad. It's one memory I'd like to forget. I know. It's been following me for a while now. I didn't want to alarm you, but we're going to need to defend ourselves. You up to the task?
Alright, here we have battles. I know this first few videos are going to be kind of explanation heavy, but they'll be less of that. Here we have our battle kind of art palette. In the middle here we have our main like attack, and we have two arts we can choose that do different effects based on our position with the enemy. You can see there in front, middle, side, back. Here we have an enemy's name and class. The icons in the top left, you can see they'll be important later. I'll explain those when they become important. And here on the top left we have our health, our TP, which is that green bar that fills up with auto attacks, our experience and class experience, which we'll go over more when we get things that do stuff with that.
You're not half bad. There's plenty of work back in the city for someone who knows how to handle a weapon, you know. Hey, I'm not trying to pressure you into anything, all right? It'll be your decision in the end. But anyway, we can talk more details later. For now, let's keep moving.
Also, contrary to my first playthrough, I'm going to go through and do all the negative options just to see the kind of different reactions that they elicit. There we got an item from an enemy that we can pick up, and I'm just going to kind of go through and show we got a new knife. And as we see here, we need to be level 3 to equip it, and we are not level 3, so we're just going to continue on and do a bit more kind of explanations through the world. Here we have a piece of the life hole that we can take up. We just press A a bunch of times, and there we go. There are 3 different categories for items like that. They're require different levels. There's mechanical, archaeological, and biological. Right now in the beginning, we're only going to be finding mechanical, or ones that need mechanical. We start off with level 1 for each of them, but later on there's going to be like mechanical level 2, mechanical level 4, archaeological level 4. And we can only get the ones that we have the level of, and later on we will see how we raise our level for those 3. And this blue crystal here is just a normal item gem. We get a bunch of items in each kind of continent that we're on, and they will be important for us for later. For that Collectopedia, mainly, which is grayed out. We can't do it right in here right now. So we're just going to keep continuing on. It's good, very good, in fact, to get as much of these crystals as you can. And we can show off a bit more combat here, now that we're like not so much in a tutorial battle. You can lock on with the right stick clicking in. And this assault hammer here, it inflicts a status called topple. Now topple means your opponent cannot move or attack back, and they take more damage from your arts. Especially with the one that we have here, select Flame Grenade. If we have an enemy who is toppled, it does bonus damage. So a good strategy with this first class is to inflict topple on an enemy, and then to use the Flame Grenade. We also got our first gold drop here. That's actually really rare. Enemies have different kind of ranks of drops depending on how much damage you do and all of that fun stuff. Combat will get more like intricate once we, because there's more classes than just this basic one, and this basic one is probably one of my least favorites, so they're kind of going to be doing kind of the same things for a tiny bit. And you can also lock on to different parts of enemies, like here we're on this beast's back, so you can actually break off chunks of, here we go, if you see that like purple goo, you broke off a part of its body, and you can do the same thing with the horn here. And usually the more parts you break off, the more chance you have for rare items or different kinds of items dropping.
We got him. Let's move.
So, what also I didn't explain is you have 2 different kinds of auto attacks. You have a melee auto attack with, at this point of the game, it's with our knife, and the gun auto attack. You switch to them with X, and obviously if you're melee, you're not attacking from far away. You have to kind of get up close to do melee attacks. They're usually stronger, but they appear less frequently. Like you get less damage per second. Here we're gonna fight a level 3 monster here just to level up, and your gun auto attack is a bit more frequent, but it's less damage for each hit. I might have said the knife was less damage, but more damage for each hit for the melee attack. And we also have a new art here, which I didn't get to explaining it. Basically raises our physical defense for one of the people that we select. Since a lot of this class is based around kind of tanking and like drawing attention called aggro towards you. But since it's so early in the game where you don't have much HP or like a lot of defense or a lot of good armor to work with, it really doesn't work well for tanking. So, and also, you might have seen that circle that kind of pops up every now and then on the screen. They call that a soul voice. So if you get the timing on that, like within the ring,
Let's move.
you and your teammates get healed up a certain much, because there's no dedicated healer class in this game, like there was in the original Xenoblade with Charla. There are arts that can heal you, but for the most part, you're going to rely on those soul voices to heal. And we got a class level up, which is our basic like weapons. And for the moment right now, our class has a cap of 10. And our base level has a cap of 6.
Let's see what you've got.
So we're just gonna try to get a little bit. I won't try to grind too much, but I do want to get at least a little bit, at least to level 3, so we can get that knife equipped. My first playthrough here, I sat here for I'd say a solid half an hour. I think I got to like level 6 just off of these enemies, just because I'm a person who doesn't mind grinding. But I'll try to keep grinding to as little as we need to. Here we got our level up there. And with that, we can go into our party. And we can go into the ground gear here. And with this, we can go and equip that knife we got. Now, each party member has their own kind of gear that you can manage and sub-manage. Or micromanage, rather. You also got a new gun, but it's not for our class. It's actually for the class that Elma has, the dual gunners. So we can keep that in memory. We also got some new armor, or bits that we can equip that have just more defense for us. All kinds of fun things. We won't mess with Elma's stuff right now. Actually, I lied. We are going to do that because the advanced storm dual guns are stronger than the regular storm dual guns. Now that we're all set up, we can try to head, as you can see in that mini-map in the top right corner. I know I didn't explain that right when it originally explained it, just because there's kind of a lot to explain right away. There's, I'd say, maybe like 2 or 3 hours of tutorial for about 200 to 300 hours of gameplay, so I feel that's a good trade-off. In my main file, I'm near reaching 150 hours after story, so you know, you get a bang for your buck, and it is a big and expansive game, so it's kind of worth teaching you how it works before you get let off on your own. Now here, if you remember those symbols that were on the Blada's page, the eye, for example, there is enemies will see you if you get near. The lightning bolt, if I remember correctly, it is either they listen, so like if you are heard, they will come and attack you, or they will join in a fight, which, like that one is doing. So, be wary of how enemies act and react throughout the world, because they live on their own schedules. And if there are enemies that can see you, you can try to stealth through them, because you might not expect it, but this is kind of a stealth platformer and stealth RPG. Because there are plenty of moments that involve it.
The rain's starting to let up, just in time for sunrise. Follow me. I promise you're gonna love this. Pretty wild, huh? They're all indigenous, as far as we can tell. We need to learn to play nice with these guys if we're going to try and coexist together. We call this planet Mira. You won't find it on any star chart. But it's our new home. Recognize the habitat unit? That's where we're headed. Watch yourself. That first step's a doozy. We can jump if you like. You could handle the fall. But the indigents down there are another story. Some big, some mean, all nasty. Given our options, the high road here would be the safer way to go, relatively speaking. That said, whichever way you want to go, I'll follow your lead. You decide.
Alrighty, and with that, that'll be the end of the first episode of Xenoblade Chronicles X. We're gonna leave off on a cliffhanger on an actual cliff. Anyway, oh, also, one last thing. I want to show that with the camera you can control freely. You can also go into a pseudo first-person mode, like this, and we can just, ooh, spooky. Anyway, see you guys next time.